Thanks, Hazel.
Now, dumping sewage sludge at sea will be made illegal in 1998 under EC rules. But until then, the crew of the appropriately named Gardyloo will continue to take Lothian Region's end product for disposal off the Firth of Forth. As part of our series, Somebody Has to Do It, Alan Mackay experiences the swell and the smell of the famous sludge boat, but first bravely walks into Edinburgh's sewage works.
There's a lot of it if
Sewage sludge at sea will be made illegal in 1998 under EC rules, but until then, the crew of the appropriately named Gardyloo will continue to take Lothian Region's end product for disposal off the Firth of Forth. As part of our series, Somebody Has to Do It, Alan Mackay experiences the swell and the smell of the famous sludge boat, but first bravely walks into Edinburgh's sewage works.
there's a lot of it if you consider that thousands of us pull the plug at the same time every day. But of course, sewage is mostly water when it arrives at the sewage works to be treated. At the first stage of breaking down the sewage, the screens take out some of the bigger stuff. And the first thing that hits you, apart from the smell, is how well the staff seem to cope with it all.
All that's in here is your waste, your toilet paper, everything that you dump down the toilet, really, and down the sewers. There's nothing really dirty in it.
You'd have to say, though, that you'd really need a good reason for going to a sewage works.
The council kindly kitted me out for my visit, but nothing can prepare you for the smell round here. Rotten eggs, they call it. Hydrogen sulfide is what it is. It's absolutely foul.
The tractor driver and the man on the hose are right down in it. But when the sewage works overflows into storm tanks, someone has to clean them out.
It's a mixture of everything, everything you can think of. It's term sludge. It could be any type of waste whatsoever.
His hose fires away sludge that's set to be dumped at sea. It gets further treatment elsewhere, but someone's got to make sure the pumps that churn it around don't stop, otherwise things get smellier.
It could cause a choke in the event of a pump being allowed to stand for a while. We will have to then isolate all the pipework and open up the inspection chambers on the pump.
And that would be pretty
and
messy.
that's quite a messy job, yeah.
Do you need a good hose down every night once you go home?
Oh, definitely, definitely. My wife, she wouldn't have me in the house if I didn't have a good shower at the end of the day.
Have your hand, woman!
The old cries from the days of open sewers in Edinburgh, and the name borrowed by modern-day Lothians, sewage sludge boat. The Gardyloo's loaded up at least 3 times a week for going to sea. Her crew are all merchant seamen. The boat has 2 regular dumping grounds chosen by the government and agreed by local fishermen. They must be strictly kept to. The sewage sludge is 95% water and comes directly out the tanks through the hull of the ship. It normally just takes half an hour to get rid of it.
There's not much of it. You know, it's just the gases that come up, I think.
And you cope with them?
Well, you just breathe through your nose and hope for the best.
How do you get used to the smell?
Well, I haven't got a very strong sense of smell anyhow, so I suppose I can stand it.
You've got to remember that we're getting home most nights of the week and we're off at the weekends. There's no other merchant seaman doing that sort of job and getting the time off that we're getting, so basically we are lucky.
The smell's worth it.
The smell is worth it to get home every night, yes, that's correct.
The Gardyloo hosts regular day trips for anyone interested, though lunch is usually while the dump goes on.
Get quite a lot of empty plates back. I think the sea air gives people an appetite as well.
Regardless of the smell?
Well, regardless of the smell.
Water and Drainage Director Gus Ferguson has had councillors seeing the Gardyloo's work this week. Under an EC directive, they're soon to decide on a new incinerator to burn the sludge on land instead of dumping it.
There's one irony about Europe stopping the Gardyloo's work. Brussels, where the decision was taken, hasn't even got a sewage works and seems to be quite happy to let raw sewage flow into its river every day.
Privately, the council appear to be sorry that what they consider a fine crew of men are soon going to have to find new work ashore, away from the swell and the smell. Alan Mackay reporting Scotland with the crew of the Gardyloo on the Firth of Forth.
Just as well.